Yo, it's Guido. Good morning. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Pretty excited about this replay. I finally got a good result in one of the wheeled tanks, the new Brit line. This happens to be the FSV Schedule A, the Tier 7. Been a rough road with these things. I mean, I'm doing okay win rate wise. Not in this one. I'm actually rocking a high 30s, low 40 win rate right now in this bad boy with not too many battles. But I had this the other day. We're here on Siegfried line. And one of the things one of you guys talked about in the chat, I think it was was it Coffee Talk? I think it was Coffee Talk. Might have been a stream, don't remember, but I guess that's a stream, isn't it? It was mentioned the FSV should be played like a TD, or this line in general played like a TD, a fast TD. Now that's not the most exciting gameplay style, and it's not my favorite, and I don't like doing it too much. But that's what I was thinking about here. In addition, I've also talked about, and it's passable in a kind of light tank, or let's just call it scouting role, even though it's a medium tank. We won't necessarily call it a light tank role, but sort of a scouting role. Now I'm noticing in this particular match that we just don't have anybody out in the field, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. What you don't want to have happen is have them just scream through the field and come around flank you and start killing your guys on the edges over here on the 6 column or the 7 column, 5 column kind of area. So you don't want to just give up the field, but you don't necessarily have to win it. You just kind of need to contest it. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to use that spotting ring. As you can see, I put it right across the road, not by much. I have decent camo and I have pretty good camo stationary. So I'm going to stop here. I haven't been lit. Of course, then I'm going to shoot like a Muppet to see if I get lit. They have a 2801. I see him and I'm thinking, nope, I don't want to get too close to that guy. And it looks like I outspotted him. I didn't see, maybe I did spot him, somebody else did, but that works out. And we'll hang out right here. So we're just going to make sure that they don't push through the field. And if they do, then we're going to bail out. Really, what I should do is turn my hull around so I can run away bravely. My issue with this entire process right here is that I'm just not really doing much. And at the moment, I am very much relying on my team to do well. So I'm going to have a good result, and some of that is because I'm not in the fight right now doing any damage. So it's one thing to go, well, I'll be a TD, I'll watch an area. That doesn't always work out. Like if you watch an area and then you don't get any business, or somebody isn't foolish like this, I just noticed he was pushing. And I'm like, well, I better get going because that dude's going to see me. Firefly sees me. Oh boy. I know I can kind of get down this low area. We'll shoot at him. Ah, that sucked. He got a piece of me. Fix the wheel, get going. The little scout dies. That's good. I'm not even sure if he sees me anymore, so let's take another shot. We bounce. He's taking all kinds of hit. He must have seen me. And we'll keep moving. So, kind of a lucky result, if we're honest right there. And the Tiger P's pushing in. But the good news then here is that I'm keeping these guys busy. He doesn't see me. I might even be bushed up by the tree right there, to be honest. We've got to go to gold here, try to aim down at the lower plate. Somebody actually takes a shot at me, so I don't know. Maybe the Firefly still saw me? I don't know. But the Firefly just died. Now that gives me a little bit more freedom of movement out here, and you can see it's still an even game at 4-4. So I'm working the edge of the spotting there. This guy clearly doesn't have great spotting. I'll shoot him in the turret that time. See if maybe we can shoot him one more time. There we go, got into the side, and we kill that dude off. We've got a kill, we've got 600 damage, we got 1500 assist, and now I can go ahead, now I can use the field, right? I got rid of the scout, I got rid of 2 guys that were in the field. It's highly unlikely there's anyone else, maybe one more tank, but if we count noses, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the town. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dead, that's 14, and an arty, that's 15. Did I do that math right? I think so. I think so. Giro is dead. Watching the Thunderbolt again, working in between the spotting ring and the draw ring. That's what the white one and the yellow one is. If they're in between those, you can't possibly be spotted by those guys. Now there could be somebody closer that you don't know about. Now we're just inside the spotting ring, so it is possible, depending on their ability to see, that I get spotted here by the T-29 or the Thunderbolt. Not likely though, based on the spotting range of those 2 tanks, but could be. The Charioteer's moving around. And now I'm just kind of using the mobility of this little tank. We got 900 damage and 1500 assist. Carve a little bit closer, see if we can see them. The T-29 is sitting there. Push back around, and oh my goodness, we're starting to lose. Now this is a artifact, really, to be honest, of me not really being in the game for a long time. I'm starting to get some damage now, but up till this point I haven't done a whole bunch. So the team is unfortunately now kind of relying on a bit of a comeback mode here for me. That might have hit. And some of that is generated by the fact that I wasn't up there fighting to begin with. And that's problematic with this tank, right? Do I go into the city and fight with an FSV? Okay, I might be able to be effective if I can avoid getting shot back. That's not easy in the city. So it's one of those calculations you make. You're like, all right, I'm a good player, not a great tank for the situation. Do I go into the bad situation as a good player and try to do what I can, or do I try to do something like Guido's doing here, which is stand off, look for opportunities, and maybe pull one out? And we're down to 2 tanks here, fellas. Let's shoot that guy. Guard's doing a nice job. He's on the back edge there. The good news for him, I almost tipped this thing over. The good news for him right here, and I realize I need to back up because the Pantera is charging him, is they didn't win the field, right? So where he's sitting, if they'd have won the field, that's not good at all. This Pantera is pushing on the guard, but he's getting hit by both of us. Oof, armor not hit. That's a bummer. Not a great alpha on this thing. Low rolling like crazy. Ah, jeez. I got one high roll there. In fact, if we look at this with a 150 alpha gun, let's just complain about this for a minute. Low roll, 2 points high, low, even, low, low. Now, yes, it's only a couple low in these cases, but no significantly high nice rolls on any of that. Nice. There's a 34 dead. We'll see if we can hit this T-29. Oh, no damage. He shoots. I get away. Uh-oh, AT-15. Now, this is bad, right? So now, kind of stood in. I got well inside the spotting range of these guys. They see me now. There's an Artie. The AT, who I shot earlier, I knew was probably over in that area. Also, he can shoot through this thing, right? There's a little notch there. This is not great right now. Looks like he's shot again. Oh, boy. Oh, man, this is bad. Okay, good. He died. Okay, let's just truck. All right, T-29's not interested. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this building between me and where I think that AT is to try to avoid any more shots. Let's see if we can tip over again. Nope, we can just do a wheelie. That was wheelie good. Woo. And now let's try to support the guard. Things are going okay. I think if I had this one to do again, I'd have raged in there. My concern was the T-29 coming up on over and getting 1, maybe 2 shots. And then by the time I got up and around him, getting the 3rd shot and taking me out, plus the Artie. So I thought, well, maybe the guard will bait him. He'll come up where I can get a shot on him. But I think really if I'd had to do it again or something, whatever I'm trying to say, I'd have pushed in and saved the guard. Because the T-29 is doing a smart thing. He's going to come up where he can get a little bit of a side shot. And I get an armor not penetrated. And I get a miss, and he kills the guy. So I take no hit points off that guy. I am awarded no points. And may God have mercy on my soul. So now I've got to deal with 3 dudes. I'm thinking, all right. Unfortunately, I'm guessing the AT-15 is charging as hard as an AT-15 can charge with its little buff that it just got. And I would not be surprised to see it here. I thought about going after the T-29, but the T-29, if he's smart, will be pushing over the edge right there, looking to get a shot on me. Plus, I might get lit and then triple teamed by the Artie, AT, and T-29. This seemed like my best move to maybe avoid some T-29 shots. And unfortunately, the AT finds me, which sucks. And I have no options here. Thank goodness that bounced. Initially, I was going to just try to get away, and I said, you know what, my only option here. Let's get up and over this. There we go. Oh, he took another shot off me. I have to go at this guy. I don't have any other options. And he's probably thinking I got this doped. That worked. And now we're going to go by him. He actually gets one more shot on me. That's that centroid thing. Once again, it's not working great. I'm surprised, honestly, the T-29 didn't kill me right there, or the Artie didn't get a shot. There he goes. So he did take a shot. And I'm able to solo that guy and get rid of him. A little bit lucky. I'm really glad the Artie didn't hit me. Could have ended that game immediately. When you have big games like this, this ends up being a 1600 experience game. Quite often, some things just have to go your way. So now, choices, choices, choices. I think, in fact I know, I have to deal with the T-29 on the cap. I don't have time to go hunt down the Artie. In fact, if the Artie's moving towards the cap, I might even have less time. But based on the direction the shot came in from the Artie, he wasn't very close to my cap. I think he was still back behind his. I have 37 seconds. So where do I go? I have a couple choices here. I could have kind of come up over here and use some of these bushes. Maybe use some of these middle bushes. My concern was I might not see him. And that's kind of flat right there. So I'm thinking this bush right here might give me a good option to both see him, because it's a little bit closer than the rest of them and there's less trees between us. It's look down, which would help a bit. And there's this big hill to go hide behind if I'm able to get a shot, because I'm probably going to get lit. There we go, find the guy, that's perfect. Nice, reset, get out of here, run away. No shot comes back my way. He doesn't really seem interested in moving, a little bit of a surprise. Maybe he thinks Artie's coming in. No, ooh, good. Artie missed again. I'll take it. Now, I'm able to switch over to this side. And he probably knows that's the way I went, but I'm really surprised he's not doing anything. He may be AFK, to be honest. Is he even reacting? It's hard to say. Doesn't appear to be. Did he just sit there and go away? Yeah. Nope, he just moved. Okay. So I don't know. I'm not really sure what his plan was there. But I was able to shift to that part because I know there's better cover up here. And I was actually able to take shots without being seen. Alright, this is not over. I can easily get shotgunned by a Hummel for 137. That would not be a surprise in any way. We got 4 kills, 2,600 damage, and 1,600 assists. Where do I go? Where do I go? Do I go blitzing down the 0 column and get potentially shotgunned in the face if he's sitting in this area back here, or spotted if he's over here in these bushes and shot at, and then maybe even that guy hides long enough to get close to another reload if I don't die completely? My plan then is to take a look, as I'm doing right here, just in case he happens to be sitting in this area. We're going to cut right, maybe he shoots and I find him, and then we're going to kind of go along this opening here. Try not to run into this guy because this thing turns like a boat. Let's see if we can do a little spotting run, and maybe he's kind of hanging out here and I get lucky. Or if I get lit, then I have a kind of general idea he's maybe in this area, right? Didn't happen. Slam on the brakes, turn around. Okay, so new plan. New plan is I didn't get lit. I went up to about the F row here. I'm going to go down the 0 column. I'm going to dive into the edge right here. In fact, I might cut across the middle. I don't remember how I actually do this. I do cut across the middle. I'm going to cut across the middle here so that I've got some line of sight from left to right for him, depending on where he is. And we're going to dive down into this little low spot here, just in case he's in one of these bushes up here. Make it a little bit harder for him to see me coming. When I pop up, I'll find him. He'll be sitting right here somewhere. I'll take him down because I am so clever. And here we go, boys. The end of the... Don't know where he is. I have no idea. I think, based on what happens next, I believe he went into the town, but we just didn't happen to see each other. Or maybe he was on the way in when I was moving. I try not to run over things. All right, decision time. We've got 3 minutes and 49 seconds. How do I draw this guy out? Or do I go looking for him? I think I want to draw him out. I want to make him move towards me. I have better spotting. Do I sit out in the open with the possibility that maybe he moves into a bush and somehow I don't see him if he comes in low and he gets a free shot at me? Do I get into the only real bush here? Is he that smart? I'm going to take a chance, my friends. I'm actually going to take a chance. And someone says it in chat. They're probably right. I think if it was a higher tier game, and honestly there's a lot of very experienced players at tier 6 and Artie, so this could have gone extremely badly. If I was that guy, I'd have stopped somewhere and taken a shot. He's got 1 minute and 23 seconds. I'd have stopped. Okay, the guy's in the cap. I probably would have shot this bush just for GP, and he may have won the game right there. I'm a little bit surprised no shots are coming in. This is starting to concern me. I'm like, all right, this feels like he's moving in. He's trying to get to push in and find me. And check out where he gets spotted, because it's very interesting the direction he comes from here. Whoa, okay. That's where we see him, right? So I don't know. I think he went through town, probably over here on the west side of town, kind of swung through, and then when I got on the cap, he may have even been headed for the cap, to be honest, to go help the T-29 or some such thing. T-29 died. I swung through here. He probably pushed and turned back around. He may have gone all the way through town and back out the zero column, basically the same direction I came, just behind me. And for whatever reason, we just didn't have line of sight at any one of those times. So I see him moving. I'm like, all right. Let's see what we can do here. We'll back up. Boom. I don't think he's going to see me. He's going to take 3 shots to get rid of this guy. Maybe I should have shot HE, to be honest. There we go. Move around a little bit more. He's still moving. He's trying to get in to get a shot. Good on him. We kill him. 2,974 damage. There might be a little bit more in there, actually. I don't know if there's maybe a blind shot that went in. 1,652 assists, 5 kills, and an ace tanker with 1,600 experience right there. Unusual game. You're not going to see these a lot. A lot of the heroics were instigated by me not doing a whole bunch at the beginning to the middle of the game. So that's kind of an interesting thing in this game. Like, oh, wow, great game. Yeah, okay, but I wasn't doing anything, and I sort of created my own greatness. Let me change that. I sort of created the chance for my own greatness, because there are a lot of things in there that could have gone poorly, and we'd have lost fairly handily. I mean, I ran around with not a whole lot of hit points for a while. There were a couple shots coming in that probably should have taken me out if they'd have hit me. Blah, blah, blah. So a lot of times you got to have a little luck in there, but at least I sort of enjoyed it. And that game did illustrate a little bit the goodness of mobility, at least in terms of speed, even though the thing doesn't really have a lot of nimbleness, I would say, based on its whole traverse. It did illustrate a little bit that when you get to mid-late games, tanks like this can be very strong in certain cases. And I would certainly recommend, I think, to run kind of a vision setup along with some speed with these. And then it's not bad advice, as I mentioned at the very beginning, to run it as a TD, even though that's not my favorite thing. And it's kind of like a mobile TD mid and end game where those things can actually become very strong, especially if they have a little vision, because they're able to get around the map and do the things they need to do. Also, I came close to running out of ammo. I didn't realize this thing is somewhat, not crazy, because there's 25, 30 shots in here, I think. But it is, to some extent, ammo limited. If you're going to sit back as a TD with as low an alpha as this thing has, and as fast as firing rate, you might run into issues with the ammo if you're pew-pewing a lot. All right. There you go. That's my first ace tanker, I believe, in any of these tanks on the third one. So it took me a while, probably 40 games or so, and the 3 of them, the tier 5, 6, and 7, to come up with one. That's all I've got. Have a good one. We will see ya.